Hello again! I hope you've all been well and spreading the word like crazy. Good. True story. When I first turned old enough to vote, it was the '92 general election. I went down to my local library, which had turned into a polling station for the day, and I put an X in the box. Later that day, two friends came round to see me and asked me if I'd voted and who I voted for. So I told them. SNP. Tory, they called me. They were under the misguided impression that unless everyone in Scotland voted Labour, then the Conservatives would never be kicked out of number 10. Now, it appears that not a lot has changed in the last 20 years. The comedian Stewart claimed in a Guardian article that if Scotland were to become independent, we'd consign the rest of the UK to an eternity of Tory rule. The loss of 5.5 million Scots would mean 5.5 million fewer voices to say no to Cameron's cronies. The Oxford-educated stand-up may be very funny indeed, and the article does have a slight tongue-in-cheek ring to it, but he's no investigative journalist. Thankfully, the very cool people at Wings Over Scotland are investigative journalists. They've compiled the results from every election since World War II, then adjusted them to remove Scottish MPs. The results are clear. Out of 18 elections in 67 years, there have been just 3 times that Scottish voters have altered who formed a government. Now, at this point, you could argue that current political voting trends do suggest that it is the case that without Scottish MPs, it would be a lot easier for the Tories to gain a majority at Westminster. Well, first off, the Tories are doing that by themselves by introducing boundary changes which favour the Tories considerably. And as of 2015, Scotland will go from 59 MPs to just 52, reducing our effectiveness even more. But the stats show something else. Since the massive Labour win in '97, there has been a steady decline of Labour MPs. Since that epic landslide, Labour has lost 5 million voters. So instead of asking should Scots stick with the Union just to keep the Tories at bay, what we should be asking is, how come Labour can't keep English voters? Okay, that's enough. And if this party we keep returning to power were to suss out that we will keep voting for them no matter what they do you think they might just see what else they can get away with? Yeah, okay, that's enough. So let's say for a minute that my friends were right, and I have to vote for one particular party for fear of the consequences. That sounds awful like I'm living in a dictatorship. It's something to think about, because when your vote is predetermined by someone else, well, it's just not your vote. You can read the full piece by visiting Wings Over Scotland's website. While you're there, check out some of the other great articles they've got about Scottish politics. They're great. The web link is below this video. Until next time, don't forget, the word is yes. Now, go spread the word! McVie is still not affiliated with any political party. Just because he voted SNP 20 years ago doesn't mean a thing. The value of your vote isn't much if you don't vote. McVie wants 16 and 17 years to be allowed to vote in the end of the referendum. Vote responsibly.